let me tell you something, brother. You better get ready for the tag team event of the century, dude. It's not happening in the ring. It's happening on your speakers with the most bodacious, the most hilarious podcast of all time. Ooh, yeah, dig it? It's a podcast that's more unpredictable than Hogan ratting out Ventura and the boys to Vince at WrestleMania 3. We were this close to health insurance and retirement funds, brother. This close. Oh, wow, Macho, this is what we're doing? Okay. So these two dudes with attitude, they're taking you on a wild ride, brother, all throughout wrestling history. Pay-per-view reviews, watch-along matches. These dudes are the true originators of the madness that Macho Man claims to be all about, Jack. Well, yeah, brother. Well, how about saying your prayers, taking your vitamins, and letting your friend record you bouncing around in the bedroom with his old lady? Well, let me tell you something, Macho Man. At least me and none of the maniacs took Stephanie McMahon to her junior prom. Ooh.
Is Hogan selling the face/throat? Pause.
He said he's selling the face and throat.
I didn't mean like selling face. Did I just say that?
So all you hulkamaniacs and jabronis, grab your vitamins, eat your Nugenics, strap in, and get ready for more Graps than a 5-star Meltzer Classic in the Tokyo Dome, brother. Don't miss out. Ooh, yeah. This podcast's gonna be hotter than a habanero in hell. So grab your headphones and let the madness begin. Dig it? Ooh, yeah.
All right. How you starting it? Cold start.
Cold start. Or no, we can. I'm just gonna come in hot like this, man. This is what we doing here. This is the final WrestleMania review of WrestleMania season. Even though WrestleMania big old XL Magnum Trojans already happened, we still here in the building. It's B.A The Wise Man. You already know, coming in with the cold ass start here with none other than the Wise Man himself with the B.A The Wise Man show. We need to get an echo effect.
I can. Right. If you just say it, I can echo it out. You ain't got to worry about that.
Oh, no. We'll see what that sounds like in post. But Wise Man, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening, brother?
Spectacular. One of the best WrestleManias in existence, in my opinion. I'm so happy. This is a childhood classic. This is a bona fide Grapaholics mixtape, just vein slapper right here. I love it.
So from my Gen Zers or millennials here, I should say. So this would be the equivalent of like how we look at WrestleMania 12 or 10. I'm not gonna say the other two in between those. Maybe 14 even, I would say, right? Because that was our childhood at that time. That would have been around the same age as you, right?
Something like that.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna leave the people in suspense. We've reviewed WrestleMania 2000, aka WrestleMania 16. You'll hear some weirdos on YouTube call it that. WrestleMania 17, one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, could be argued. Definitely top 5.
Definitely.
And now we thought to close out this little story that we're trying to tell here. I know, fuck our story, right? Final boss, but still, we got a story to tell. And we're going to end that final chapter of the story we telling with WrestleMania 21, when they go to Hollywood. Yeah. With the red carpet extravaganza, big entrance.
WrestleMania goes
theme.
big time. That's the whole song, man. That was the shit back in the day. I don't know if you were active in it, but like the build up to this WrestleMania was spectacular. I loved it.
I mean, we could tell by the way it opened up with all the great skits. Shout out to all the great scenes from iconic films of the past. Booker T and Eddie Guerrero as Travolta and Samuel L. in Pulp Fiction.
Shout out to Eugene as Forrest Gump. That was hella funny but offensive as shit.
Everything Eugene does is offensive. That whole character is we've talked about it in the past. Yes, all sorts of great acting and not so great acting, which makes it even better happening in that opening. Facts. Yes, no doubt. So yeah, man, they go to Hollywood. They had that. Was this the WrestleMania that had that cheesy ass theme song? Big time.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that's it. That's it, man. Fire.
So I guess I was outside enough to hear that at least. So,
fire, man. That's what I'm saying.
So as we said, WrestleMania in LA. Is this the Staples Center they're at, I believe?
This is taking place in 2005 at the Staples Center.
Yes.
Attendance surprisingly lower than you might think. This only had like a 20,000 attendance. There's only 20,000 people here.
I'm not surprised to hear that. LA, as cool and as a town as it is, as far as like celebrities and Hollywood and all that Hollyweird stuff, I guess. It's not a big wrestling town when it comes to numbers. WrestleMania 7 of the Golden Era was supposed to be at the Rose Bowl, but rumor has it that they tried to use Desert Storm as an excuse to go to a way smaller venue in LA, and I don't even think they sold that venue out. It was a way for them to try to hide that nobody really was buying tickets for this particular WrestleMania. It was the WrestleMania where Hulk Hogan fought the Sarge. Shout out to the Sarge, follower of us on Twitter.
And only the Sarge. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'll fuck you up. But
it might have been low buy in attendance, but the buy rate was actually almost 1.1 million.
People won't pay to see WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, so the Mania was still
LA
popping back in 2005, contrary to popular belief. But yeah, Los Angeles, not really a big wrestling town, so not surprised by any means.
Yeah, no doubt there. So, even though not a great wrestling town, as we just said, a great wrestling card though. Good Lord, have mercy.
Shit.
I was some of these matches I've seen just by when I was catching up with what previously on wrestling type stuff, seeing what was going down when I stepped outside of the Graps. And yeah, about 3 or 4 of these matches I've seen just separate from watching this front to back. And boy oh boy, classics throughout this card. Not a lot of stinkers either. I can't really think of a ton that aren't gimmick related, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, not a ton of stinkers on this card. Would you agree?
Besides that weird sumo match, I mean, that was kind of off-putting, but that was a choice. That was a gimmick. But other than that, no stinkers from just the straight up wrestling, in my opinion. But different opinions on different things. We'll get there. Not too big.
No doubt there. So like I said, we started off with the skits of WrestleMania and Hollywood, and then we have the opener with Eddie and Ray. This is definitely not their first match. We've covered their first match on American television here. Halloween Havoc, one of the very early episodes of this side pod extravaganza, formerly known as the B.A show. So yeah, this is I'd imagine their second match in the States televised that they're having here. I could definitely be wrong on that. You can do the research,
honestly,
y'all.
You're probably wrong. They've probably wrestled on, Nitros or Thunders or...
You are correct. They had I'm sure, a bunch of matches after that one. They had to run it back at least. So
exactly. And then the TV match is probably on the WWE, on SmackDown back in 03 to 05 and shit like that. Most likely. I'm not going to say that this is only the second, but this is, in my opinion, top 3 most important ones out of all of the meetings. Other than what we already covered, the custody of Dominic, which was one of the weirdest, trashiest, most entertaining things ever.
So wild.
Yeah, this one was, I'd say, more wrestling and technical wrestling and just, I need to beat him. Because that was the whole spiel behind this whole Eddie and Ray shit. Eddie Guerrero was just obsessed with beating Rey Mysterio. He couldn't beat him, which led him and spiraled him into fucking madness. This was a technical showcase with lots of storytelling, of course, with Ray being his friend, Eddie kind of going into this darkness of just regret and hate towards this nigga because he can't beat him.
Yeah.
It's a rough one, but it's a great opener for a WrestleMania card.
No doubt about all of that. And me not knowing that these guys were tag team champions at a point in time definitely threw me off there. So the fact that they were tag champs and Eddie still got this lust, I don't know what other word to call it, but to beat Rey Mysterio Jr., he's just like, I can't stand next to you, bro. I gotta beat you. I gotta know if I'm better than you. That speaks volumes. So great match. As we all know, Rey Mysterio wins to set up the craziest feud of the spring and summer that WWE has known, which is custody for a human being in a match, hanging above a ladder. If you want to hear us talk about it, it's a great match in the archives.
Custody papers on a pole match. That's basically what it was. But that's oh my god.
Just good times.
PTSD about that one. But not about this one, because this match was honestly a banger. They wrestled their asses off. Like I said before, great opening for a WrestleMania card. Descended into madness after this in the coming months. But again, this is just the opener. But the second match on this card is honestly one of the most legendary matches for a number of reasons. And do you know what match I'm talking about?
I think we have to be talking about the good old Money in the Bank ?
We
believe
are.
That is what's up next.
Yes, we are talking about the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, the reason this one is so legendary, this is the very first one that's ever happened. Did not have its individual pay-per-view like it does nowadays. And this featured weird participants to who it would usually be in the Money in the Bank now. You had Edge, Jericho, Benjamin, Benoit, Christian, and for some reason, Kane. I don't think this is the only one Kane's been in either, by any means. So
no, I believe either there was a ladder match or it was a Money in the Bank. We covered that.
I think
before.
I think it was a Money in the Bank that he was in. So I don't know why they're keen on putting him in these matches. Really weird, but whatever. Not my cup of tea for seeing Kane in any type of ladder match.
No.
But we are watching along to this one. Am I right?
I believe we are.
Okay.
This is a monumental match. It's the first ever. This match is such a big deal. It got its own pay-per-view. I think it deserves its flowers here.
Okay.
As far as a watch along, I think that's the least we can do.
Yeah, okay, I feel that. I'm gonna go ahead and start this at Kane's entrance, just because that's kind of when the shit pops off. We're gonna do 30 minutes and 17 seconds.
All right,
so
y'all heard
if anybody wants to actually watch this for listening purposes, pop it on WrestleMania 21 on Peacock. 30 minutes, 17 seconds. 3, 2, 1, start.
Rock and roll.
The one thing I wanted to point out with starting here too is everything sets the fuck on fire when Kane's entrance.
Yeah, that looks planned though. The fact he's laughing, the fact it's all on fire, the fact, as we will see here as the match gets going, before Kane probably expects it to get going halfway down the aisle.
Yeah, they just start rushing
those things just burn, man. They're just burning in the background. Like nobody seems to be in any sort of rush to put them out either. So that tells me that that's supposed to be on fire.
I guess I don't know.
Just wasting ladders.
Yeah, just wasting ladders. That shit's gonna melt for sure.
No doubt. Not unusable.
Everybody has rushed Kane in the aisle.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know. For anybody that's not watching this, yeah, they all the participants. I don't know how many are in here, like, you know, number wise, but they all rushed him on the aisle, and I guess he's the biggest threat.
Yeah, and let's get the people, the participants, since we had the entrances. They not watching.
Yeah, this is Edge, Jericho, Shelton Benjamin, Chris Benoit, Christian with Tyson Tomko. For anybody that remembers Tyson Tomko,
we're gonna talk about it.
For anybody that remembers him,
we're gonna talk about it.
And of course Kane, since that's been kind of our opening segment.
There we go.
Yeah, so this goes about 15 minutes, which is a little shorter than what you usually get out of a Money in the Bank.
Facts.
Let's see.
I think that comes with it being the first one, though. They were testing the water.
That is true.
Figuring it out.
That is true. And just pointing out, shout out to Shelton Benjamin. This is absolutely peak Shelton Benjamin in the
Intercontinental
WWE.
Champion.
Yeah,
Shelton
with
Benjamin.
the silver and blue trunks and gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was prime Shelton Benjamin, that Intercontinental Champion.
Fresh out of the Team Angle gimmick.
And he just won it off of Y2J, who was also in this match at CyberSlam or Cyber Sun, whatever that shit was called.
Oh, you talking about Taboo Tuesday?
Taboo Tuesday. There you go.
Yeah. Even though I've never seen it.
Trash
I've
ass
heard
pay-per-view.
about it.
It was that's a pretty bad pay-per-view. We'll review it one day.
It was on a Tuesday.
We'll
Who
review
wants to
it.
watch wrestling on a Tuesday and pay to watch?
Pay to watch a 2 to 3 hour pay-per-view on a Tuesday. Oh, Christian goes flying. I forgot he could move like that.
Yeah, it's before he was everybody's father, making sure everyone had a dad.
The patriarch. Look at Shelton Benjamin fucking fly here.
Yo,
I'm
that's
telling
crazy.
You, man, that dude's
Eat your
crazy.
heart out, Ricochet. See that? Sorry, that should leak into this show.
That's the gold standard right there, Ricochet. That is the gold standard. Oh, Kane's going up to the top. What's Kane gonna do? This whack ass. Yep. He just jumps on people. He doesn't even do a move. He just jumps on people.
Everybody just the timing was great. It didn't look bad. I feel like things like that these days look terrible.
They do because
timing.
it usually takes like 30 seconds to set up and it looks phony as shit.
Yeah.
All right. And
Jim Cornette would be happy to see that.
he would be very happy about
Great
that.
spot.
3.5 minutes into the match, and we finally get a ladder. It took 3 minutes to pull out a ladder in a ladder match.
Kane set them all on fire in his entrance. I don't know what the hell that was about. I've never seen that. That's still wild to me.
It's great pyrotechnics, brother.
Yes, it was.
Ladder spot by Edge. Christian comes in. Ladder spot. All right. I don't know what is with them and putting these two together in ladder matches over the years.
I have no idea.
Jericho with a drop kick off the top. And everyone's laid the fuck out. Now, where's Tonko? Where's Shelton Benjamin?
They all got exploded by Kane. Like, pause.
By his flying, what is that? A flying clothesline, I guess?
The double axe handle,
He didn't axe handle his fucking hands.
I thought he just jumped like a monster at the end of a fucking scary movie.
He just
like
hurled his body, literally. He looked
just like
He looked like Norman Munster coming off the top rope, jumping into a crowd of people, bro.
Like Dracula or some shit, hanging in a cave. Like, it was very strange. I thought he was going for a double axe handle, but it looked dangerous, in all honesty. But
Jesus.
Hey, they live to tell the story.
And the king of CTE is just delivering German suplexes with ladders in people's hands.
That's all he does, man. Suplex, cripple him, and leave him.
I always thought this dude had the monster symbol on his pants when I watched this. It was weird.
I thought at first it was him paying homage to the Four Horsemen at first. I thought there was some sort of 4 on there.
I thought it was the monster symbol
do.
just because I was a terrible kid that drank energy drinks when I shouldn't have. Just to be that guy.
Man. You have to play video games.
Exactly. Why are you putting this dude in a crossface in a ladder match? Get out of here.
Because all he cares about is cripplers and suplexes, man. That's what Chris Benoit is here for.
That's his PTSD responses. Whenever he gets frightened, he just puts someone in a crossface.
Damn, that chair shot, that ladder shot looked mean as hell.
Unprotected. Hey,
he probably told him to do that.
Yeah, he already has holes in his brain. What's a couple more?
Chris Benoit probably told him to do that too.
He probably did.
Just fucking hit me in the face with it.
You gotta lay it in there, man. Make sure you don't make it look phony. Yeah, trust me. He's one of those guys. And then also sandwiching his fucking arm in a ladder.
Yeah, that can't feel fun.
Oh, yeah, this is Spirit of Kane. Is this pre or post him taking his bitch? Lita, is this pre or post?
I think this is like in the process of happening as we speak. I think they probably start off Raw like that the next day.
I could see that because I forget who Lita's rolling with Trish right now, if I'm not mistaken, and sandwich with the ladders.
Oh yeah, she's just fighting Trish, yeah, and then she's like training Christy Hemme,
something like that. Yeah, it was something weird like that.
To fight Trish because she can't fight anymore. Like I was very confused.
This is a weird storyline, like with them too. I'm not a big fan of Christy Hemme wrestling, but this isn't even a Christy Hemme match, so
yeah, we're gonna stay far away from Christy Hemme. As much as we can here this evening.
Yeah, it's a tool of Mr. Redacted. Oh, look, a spinning back heel kick to the ladder. Nice. That had to hurt.
Benjamin. The Graps before the Graps.
He's the golden standard. That's why I was like, Shelton Benjamin should have been utilized so much better in the WWE. He knows it. Like everyone knows it. I don't know what Vince was doing.
Being racist.
Oh shit. Irish whip into the ladder and he took that like a champ. That was nasty. Seeing Edge this young when I watch him on Collision doing Cope Opens every week just looks weird.
It sucks. Sorry. Sorry, man. He shouldn't be doing that.
Well, he can't be out here doing this shit anymore. The dude's fucking 20 years older.
But Edge got too big of a house to be acting like how he be acting on TV.
It's sorry. For the love of the Graps, bro. It's not for the money. It's for the love of the Graps.
It's for the love of something. It ain't... much respect to Adam Copeland is all I could say.
Shout out to Cope Open, man.
He's having Cope Open. That's
what it's called. It's called the Cope Open.
That is hilarious to keep that rating buzz going from the Big Bang Theory. I respect it, Tony Khan. Roll with your hot hand. I get it. Especially when you got no heads, really. Not a ton of heads. You got what you got. You use what you can. But he's there having fun with his best friend Christian. So I don't feel bad for Edge.
I don't either. He got a big ass house. He got a nice, a good wife. Children. Like
he's got a good family.
Exactly.
And he's risking it all for wrestling. As far as like this healthy he found back, like that's crazy.
Hey, it is what it is. You see all the shit that he did in matches like this and back in the day. The man just loves wrestling, okay?
I get it, but I'm just like, I would love my neck too.
Hey, he is a Bret Hart guy, okay? He's a Bret Hart guy. You gotta respect Adam Copeland.
And Bret went home because he was like, I can't get hit in the head no more, y'all.
Yeah, like, but okay, Edge didn't get his shit kicked in by Goldberg. That's different.
True.
That's very different.
We should review that match one day and show y'all when Bret Hart actually gets hurt and not the spot that everybody thinks he gets hurt. Because there's the spot he actually gets hurt on is like the spot where he does the figure four on the leg, on the post. Goldberg's supposed to catch his head and his head hits the fucking concrete so hard. That's how he gets hurt.
That was nasty when you actually showed me that.
You should, and by the way, clip this in post because I got a funny real idea in my head. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. But yeah, man, back to the current state of Graps here. Shelton Benjamin just murdered Edge off of the top of this ladder, furthering the wise man's point.
He didn't even just kill him. He T-bone suplexed him off of a ladder. Which
that's crazy.
That's wild. The man's finisher was a T-bone suplex. Do you know how bland that is?
Shelton Benjamin's finisher was a T-bone suplex?
Yes. If you didn't know that, his finisher was a T-bone suplex. Yes.
I thought it was something way cooler than that.
Nope. It's a fucking T-bone suplex. It was the plainest
without
shit
that ladder.
Ever.
I was about to say, without that ladder, that looks like just a very build move to something else.
Exactly.
That sounds like some 80s finisher shit. Like when people used to use a drop kick as a finisher.
That's not who
miserable.
used a drop. Well, okay, hey, SD Jones did a fucking what is it? The small package or whatever it was.
Yes, the small package.
So if a nigga can use a small package as a finisher, I guess a T-bone suplex ain't that bad.
Nah, man. That's again comparison is the thief of joy. So there you have it.
Oh look, run up the ladder. That infamous spot.
What a spot!
Infamous spot. Run up the ladder into the clothesline Jericho off the top. Wow. That spot, ever since 2005 in SmackDown versus Raw. I don't know if it was in 06, but it was definitely in 07. You could do that shit for quite a few of those games. That's crazy. It was a great spot in those games.
Why would you not? I mean, I get the clothesline, but looking at it from that viewpoint of the briefcase, it's like, why not grab me? That'd have been so fire. I know it's not feasible.
That would have been
Jericho
fire.
Sitting there.
That would have been
and he probably would have killed himself, but it would have been fire.
Why ain't he put a nigga in
What a
the
way to
walls
go
of
out.
Jericho on a ladder? I need it. Come on.
Don't say that too loud because he'll try it these days still.
Oh no, I'm not talking 2024 Jericho. Please, I don't want to see that. The Learning Tree Jericho, whatever the fuck he's calling himself now. That
Oh
shit,
God, he is in his Hogan bag heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Oh, he got his foot caught. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, look at Tomko.
Yeah, that looked dangerous as hell.
All right, Tomko in these
And they just
baggy
left him
ass
there.
pants.
Right, man. Definitely in his Jinko pants. Shout out to that era of rock. Like, in clothes.
Though that is a nasty decision.
Big nasty.
But I guess, okay, for those who don't know, Tyson Tomko was basically Christian's muscle back in the day, because Christian was always a, chicken shit heel. Tyson Tomko was the big dude in a wife beater with a goatee that will, whoop people's ass.
Looks like Bull Buchanan's like cousin.
It's like Bull Buchanan. It's a mix between Bull Buchanan and that dude Carlito had, Jesus, that stabbed John Cena in the nightclub. It's like a mix between them.
I forgot about John Cena getting stabbed in the nightclub.
So weird, right?
That is very strange.
And Kane is going to push over the ladder. Christian goes on to Tyson Tomko.
Couldn't have felt good.
That was a nasty spill. Looked pretty safe, though. Shout out to Tomko for catching him.
Yeah.
Look at it. Slow motion. They're going to do the replay. Yeah. All right. That was pretty safe. They're fine.
He didn't pull a Hogan and move the other way.
Have his fucking knees implode on impact. Yeah.
That nigga Hogan said, "Oh way."
Fucking look like Cotton Hill after you get done. Kneecaps just disintegrate.
Terrible. Dirtiest of work.
All right, Kane at the top of the ladder with Jericho. They're gonna brawl it out. Oh, ladder's going down. They hit the ropes. They're down.
Yeah,
I think everyone's down now.
So much sloppy work, and someone's gonna arise from the ashes here soon.
This is pretty soon. Again, this is the first one, so it's not perfect, man. It's not perfect.
Nah, you gotta pay, like I said, paying respect. Like this match has gotten so big.
Oh,
it has.
We got a competitor.
It's
all right.
on pay-per-view. Yes.
Look
Chris
at this.
Benoit getting up.
Chris Benoit, the CTE has awoken.
Arm.
And what does Chris Benoit
Screaming.
do after he's already injured himself? Injure himself some
injuries. Yes.
More. Look at what he's doing.
This is wild.
He's set up a ladder in the turnbuckle.
This is cringe to watch these days.
I know it's bad.
This is very cringe to watch.
Sets up a ladder on the turnbuckle, climbs the turnbuckle. He's going to the very, very tippy top.
Let's not win the title shot.
Oh yeah, gives it the kill. Very top.
Yo, that's wild.
Diving headbutt. Boom.
Oh my God.
And then sells it like he just took like a Katsuyori Shibata headbutt with fucking brain damage.
He just
for anybody who knows what I'm talking about.
Like an MF for just now.
Oh, that was nasty. Those look like stitches that were already there. He might have opened them up. That looked weird.
Probably.
Because that looked mighty close.
That's when he was jumping up and down. That's when he blades up. There's blade job happening right there. Boom, boom, boom.
That was a good. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he ain't fooling nobody.
As a kid, I never noticed that. I didn't know what blade jobs were.
We never noticed them. But then Ric Flair started. I saw a Ric Flair match, and the rest is history. But I will say though, speaking of WrestleMania 7 earlier, the laziest blade job I've ever seen in my life, Hogan's blade job in that main event. It is comically bad.
Hogan don't want to bleed. What are you talking about?
It is so bad.
He's too over to bleed, brother.
You can see him cut himself. You can see him slide it to Earl Hebner, and Earl Hebner put it in his pocket. And I saw this, I was like all of 8, 9 years old. It's bad. You could clip that up too. I love to show that on the radio. Garbage.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna clip that.
It's so bad, bro. It's so bad. And I'm sure they didn't even go back and fix it because fuck Hogan, but yeah, that shit is terrible.
Probably. It's fine. It adds to the realism, brother. Oh, and then we get, okay, just to backtrack
Edge, the only
a little
one
bit.
thinking here, the only one thinking in this match, Edge, actually goes up the ladder to win the fucking briefcase.
The ultimate opportunist, brother. What are you talking
exactly.
about?
Yeah. I don't blame him.
And this...
Chris Benoit could have won that match about 5 times.
Exactly. And
Now
this...
he's screaming like a maniac on the mat to sell the brutality.
He just wanted the headbutts.
Match.
He just wanted the headbutts. Fuck the win. I just want to assault people and cause them long-term damage.
And myself, too.
That's already happened.
Yes, more, further.
Edge, the ultimate opportunist, nabs the briefcase. And this starts, really, this puts the rocket on Edge for the next quite a few years, I'd say.
That's fair, because he's not a full heel right now. He's like tween and heavy at this point. But I think right after this Mania is when he goes into full rated R superstar mode.
So
my favorite Edge and most people's favorite Edge.
This is April of 2005. In New Year's Revolution in 2006, he cashes in on Cena. And that is like rocket to your back, blast off. Although he lost it shortly after that. He kind of hot potatoed, got a few championships, and he was in the main event scene for years because of this. So this made Edge, no doubt.
Yeah, you can tell that match, and I'm sure that's why Benoit's selling so much, because man, he was really selling at the end of that match.
Exactly.
But had to watch along to the classic first ever Money in the Bank match, and y'all might as well keep it rolling, folks, because we got a segment. And boy, do we have a segment.
Oh, this is a segment. This is going to be what you see on your screen.
Yes. Do not adjust your monitors or your phones or tablets or TV screens. This is really happening. Eugene, folks.
Just in case you have disconnected.
Under the second rope.
Yeah, just in case you have disconnected your watching device, load back up the cock to 49 minutes and 15 seconds. Yeah, we're gonna turn up the volume here a little bit, just so we can hear what he's talking about. Oh God, this whole gimmick is just hilarious. He's got the wrong button buttoned up and everything.
Always inside out jacket.
I didn't even notice it was inside out.
Yes, wild, bro, wild.
What the fuck?
Terrible.
This is funny as shit.
What was Eugene's rating on SmackDown versus Raw?
I'm pretty sure it was in the 50s. And why is he cutting a promo about midgets? Midgets are awesome.
You can't say that, Eugene.
He's a special needs gimmick talking about midgets. What can't he say?
I don't think you can say that in 2005, but I could be wrong.
Do you see the gimmick that's just coming out? Look at Muhammad Hassan.
Who wrote this segment?
They got
fired immediately. You have a man who is not special needs playing a special needs man. Then you have an Italian playing an Arab man that is all about, quote, jihad and death to America. His words, not mine, people. And then we get the big bang at the end of this, which we won't even, we'll wait for the big unveil.
And then accompanied by Daivari, who doesn't even fucking speak English in his gimmick. He just shouts in, what is it, Arabic? Like, I don't know, what is it?
I don't even know if that is Arabic.
I'm sorry, I don't know the language.
He might just be yelling just
this is fucking
wild
stupid.
Stuff.
And he's fucking Italian. Like, that's the wildest part about this. They couldn't even, I mean, at least with the Mexicals, you got the Mexican guys on the lawnmower and were racist like that.
If you ain't watching, listeners, do y'all hear that music? Y'all hear that music? That shit is insane. That is wild. Wild, man.
Listen to this shit.
And by the way, 9/11 was 4 years before this, so you don't even miss me with that. It was 2000 whatever. Nope. This is never okay.
Oh, and the eventual reason this gimmick got nixed is because they pulled some shit on the same day there was a bombing, and USA told them to get the shit off of TV.
Gotta love Mr. Redacted.
Mr. Redacted is a terrible person for this.
1000%.
And they're hitting him with the what chants.
I would love to hear our friends' take on this. We're about to hear come out. I would love to hear with a podcast talk about it.
This is finna be bad. This is okay. If anybody doesn't know what's about to happen after this is just fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
But all right, Muhammad Hassan is just really just talking shit for the people that aren't watching. You really should watch this. I implore you.
Yes, this is an iconic segment in WrestleMania history.
And by the way, he's mad he's not booked on Mania. Like, if I was Vince, I wouldn't have booked him either.
Right.
And Daivari starts talking that shit. Nobody even understands him right now.
He's making Eugene so upset.
Eugene's confused and upset. He's upset because he's confused.
Yes.
Could not, would not, and won't stand for this. Jesus. Oh, he wants his WrestleMania moment. That's cute. You're gonna beat a special needs gimmick? Oh, he swung. All right, headdress comes off. Daivari and the lemon pepper steppers is stomping them too.
This is wild.
All right, and Eugene is just getting stomped. What is he finna put them in? What was this move called?
That he's beheading him.
Was this a camel? Oh yeah, he does the beheaded movement.
Yeah.
But who comes to save the day?
Oh, you already know. Oh man. We're gonna stop beating up on this special needs man, cause you know what that means.
Big Terry.
Uh-oh.
So the terrorist gimmick, the terrorist gimmick was beating up old Eugene, and Hulk Hogan rises up.
I just can't stand for that, brother. Adam Sandler agrees in the crowd. This is wild. I'm just thinking about like what they tried to depict, like when they sat down in a booking room and said, okay, we got Eugene, we got Muhammad Hassan. They're about to have a segment where they go at each other. Hogan not selling a goddamn thing. Selling shit. This is so wild.
They were stomping the shit out of him. He sold nothing.
He said, get the weak ass fucking boots off of me, brother. Let me show you something.
Oh my God. And this is 21. I mean, a couple years ago, he was in the black and white. He's back in the red and yellow. Look at this weak ass boot. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. You better sell my boot, brother. You know who I am? I built this place.
And does this set off the run? Because if I'm not mistaken, aren't him and Shawn Michaels later this year?
Yes. So this sets off the run. You are 100% correct, Wise Man.
So this gives us the other Hulk Hogan run and the summer. Oh, he hits him with a chair.
still has not sold a goddamn thing.
He doesn't sell the chair shot. Oh my God. Picks him up by the back of his shirt like a puppy. This is bad. Big boot.
Big T just big booting, whiplashing, just all over the place.
No leg drop? Are we going to get a leg drop?
Oh, you know he's about to leg drop Daivari.
Oh, no, he's going to throw him out.
He's just getting rid of him.
No, I wanted a leg drop.
Brother. I can't leg drop, brother. From when I leg dropped Andre in the Silver Dome back in 83,
when
brother.
I sold 186,000 tickets, brother. It was wild. You should have been there. But Hulk, we have the attendance. 186, brother. You had to be there.
Right. We can go watch it. Just like you were there, brother. Or we were there.
Oh,
there
Jesus.
we go. Now we get some posturing, some good old earwaves, some posing.
Oh, there's
Vince is in the back going crazy, I'm sure, like it's 1986 all over again. Man,
this nigga posing everywhere. Oh,
will
Jesus.
we ever get another Hogan Must Pose? My money's on yes. I think we will get this
actively?
at least.
I don't think
actively.
No.
I think one more. I think we will get one more Hogan Must Pose. I think he's got one more, and I think he's. I
One
think
more
enough
run-in?
time has passed where black people have almost forgiven him to where he can get away with that. Keyword almost. Some of us have not forgiven yet. It will not.
Look, man, I saw this nigga walking with a cane. I don't think he can even deliver a big boot. Big Terry sneezes dust. He can't deliver no big boot. Nigga hip out of displacement,
True.
all types of shit.
That's fair. I guess that spot ain't happening.
That's what happens when all the racism builds up in your body. It just makes you go fucking deteriorate.
When the racism crashes down and it
hurts.
burns your knees.
Racism crashes down and it hurts your thighs. Yeah,
You gotta be a white man because it can't help to hide. I am a real racist. Fight for the right of all my Aryan brethren. I am a real racist.
Jeez. And he's still posing, by the way. If you're watching, he's still posing.
This is the first time we've seen the red and yellow and like what this because remember you said it. It was black and white Hogan when he came back in WrestleMania 18 and shit. So it's 3 years later. This man went away. He would make Hogan Knows Best. Now he's here.
Daughter was dating some Negroes.
I think this is in an episode of I think this is in an episode of Hogan Knows Best, one of the seasons. I think that's why she was chilling with David Arquette on the side.
That makes sense. I could see that. I could definitely see them shooting some footage.
And that's
for
why
this.
Hogan's going so crazy here. He's Hogan don't work this hard.
Look, he's still, this nigga like, yeah, I'm back. I still got it. Yeah, no, you don't.
I'm back, brother. What would Hogan do? People were like, I could not believe Hogan still got pops like this at this period of time.
I mean, like you said, this was only 3 years from 18, man. I mean, it's not that far off. Niggas was calling 18 the greatest WrestleMania match ever. Like,
niggas love red and yellow Hogan. Like people pop for this crazy shit, man. This is the golden era's like nostalgia. This is their WrestleMania 21.
oh look, he's still posing. He walked to the
Look
top
at
of the ramp.
double hands. He went double hands.
Oh look, hold up. Oh, they dropped Old Glory. Oh,
Everybody go home.
they dropped Old Glory in the background. This is hilarious.
What a moment, JR said, and what a moment indeed, listeners. Jesus,
That was hilarious.
had to. I didn't know that match in that segment was back to back. I forgot, I should say. Wow.
Great entertainment.
Wow.
But following that, now back into the real Graps. I won't say this is real Graps, but this is real sports entertainment.
Yeah.
We get one of the more famous feuds on this card. And if you were watching around 2004 to 2006, you know the legend killer Randy Orton and how he started. Started off, he's knocking off all the legends, you know. RKO's his white girlfriend, Stacy Keibler, live on TV. Turns him super heel. Eventually gets into a feud with Taker. Thought he kills him at one point. I think he comes back Survivor Series one year, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. Whole flaming casket. Taker walks out. This starts a major feud with Orton, Randy Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Taker. Why Cowboy Bob Orton is in it? Whatever. I don't know.
Graps. I want to take a bump too.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah. So very, very famous feud. This kind of gives Randy the legend killer rub, but he doesn't go over. This is Mania. We know Taker's streak, so I'm not spoiling anything for you. This match goes 15 minutes. We're going to scroll through a little of it. This is not going to be a watch along.
Nah.
B.A, you were out of the Graps at this time.
Yes.
I told you this is towards the end of what I like in Undertaker's run. Whoa, how did you feel about this match? Because I personally, Undertaker matches are a little slow and methodical for me up at this point. I could be crazy. Yeah. I could be hating. I don't know.
I mean, I think that when you Taker's gonna be slow and methodical at this period of time because he can't be that Taker of the new generation and Attitude Era where he was flying through the air and just moving like he was like a center playing in the NBA Finals. Like he ain't got that kind of finesse anymore. So I get where you're saying that it's too just kind of RoboCop-ish, just like it's just there's not a lot of natural movement to his matches these days. This is kind of where it's starting.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
So I'm with it, but I don't know. I always will give Undertaker a pass in that department because it's not about what he's doing in the ring. It's more about what he stands for at WrestleMania at this stage in the game. That streak. So I get it. So I don't mind it because of the history behind it. So it's more the gimmick that sells it for me of what he's here for, which is to protect the streak for me. But when it comes to Taker, what I will say, the number one thing that stuck out in this match was the promo package, where they did not show one glimpse of his win over Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 8 or 9 or whatever the fuck. That was hilarious to me.
Fuck wants to see Giant Gonzalez wrestle? No, listen. Let's be real here.
Kevin Dunn evidently did it.
Giant Gonzalez is no doubt top 5 worst wrestlers in WWE history. That gimmick, his wrestling, his matches were atrocious. He could work with Will Ospreay and they would still have a terrible match.
That's saying a ton. Ospreay could wrestle a broom and make it have a 5-star match.
Bro, you got niggas in Japan wrestling a sex doll and putting on 5-star match. I don't know if you've ever seen that shit, Yoshihiko.
Oh, I've heard Jim Cornette complain about it.
Yes, bro.
I've never seeked it
out.
Go
back for anybody watching. If you want to watch some weird and wild shit, go watch Takeshita. Konosuke Takeshita wrestle Yoshihiko, and I think it's DDP Wrestling or some DDP. I don't remember. But it's a fucking sex doll that they have wrestling matches with. And it's the most hilarious shit ever. The sex doll wrestles better than Giant Gonzalez. Okay?
Do people have to put safe filters on when they Google this? Or
if you just type... Okay, listen. If you type in wrestling sex doll, probably. If you type in the name of the doll, then no, you'll be safe. But please don't type in wrestling sex doll on your personal computers or phones, especially not in a work environment. Please don't do that.
Yeah, you too, kids. Don't Google that unless you're doing what the wise man just said. That's why he's the wise man.
Are kids watching this or listening to this?
I would hope not.
I really hope not. That would be really bad.
That's dark if children wanted to listen to us. Why should be like mad kids that somehow listen to this podcast? I want to know about old school Graps. Said nobody ever. No, jokes.
Yeah, no, we're not.
No. So Taker protects the streak, as you said.
Taker does, dragging the referee in, Bob Orton, and they were trying to cheat. He eventually gets him the fuck up out of here. Randy goes down with a reversal from Randy Orton. Orton was going to go for the tombstone. Taker straight up reversed it and said, "You thought." Puts him down for the 1, 2, 3. The streak lives on. I don't remember exactly what win this is. Oh, 13-0? Yeah, okay. So this is 13.
He's got a while.
Yeah, this is 13-0 for Taker at WrestleMania 21. Next match, two of Mr. Redacted's favorite. Never mind. We get Trish Stratus and Christy Hemme with Lita for the WWE Women's Championship. This is a 5-minute match. They had a little bit of story going into it. Trish is the women's champion. Christy was up and coming, getting on, magazine covers, just what women did back in the day for WWE.
Yeah.
Lita basically decides to mentor Christy Hemme to try to beat Trish Stratus. But I can tell you now, it doesn't work out. Christy Hemme was a happy-go-lucky. She reminds me of Becky Lynch's first gimmick. If you've ever seen that, it's a really bad one. She just looks happy to be here in half lingerie. It's pretty trash.
Yeah, her fit was I was just like, who picked this? Mr. Redacted?
Oh God,
who dressed her up like this?
He's the exclusive women.
So many gratuitous crotch shots in this match. I'm just like, yo, what is happening here? But hey,
you know what's
Divas
happening,
era.
buddy.
I was about to say, Divas era wrestling is all I can say about it, and that's all it's gonna be.
Cut the camera
in the words. In the words of Trick Willie, that's all it's gonna be. Because as the wise man said, Trish handles her business in this match. Gets a rare retaining win, because you don't see a lot of champs retain at WrestleMania. So she retains the women's championship. I believe this fit she's wearing, she wears it again at Mania at WrestleMania 39, I believe.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't really looking at her fit when I look at Trish Stratus, so
I was just remembering. Yeah, just don't ignore me. Anyways,
yeah, ignore me. On to the match. Again, this was a 5-minute match. Not really too much here. Christy Hemme is...
That's all Vince needed. Sorry, I had to say it.
Christy Hemme is one of those girls, because did Christy Hemme win one of those...
Divas searches?
Diva search, yeah. What are those things? I can't remember.
Yes, so I remember, so that's what's happening here.
She was one of the Diva Search contestants. For those who are too young or were too old to not know what this is, the Diva Search, where they just took bad bitches from across the world and saw who had the potential to be a WWE diva, is what they called them. Were you athletic enough, and can you take a bump? If yes, okay, cool. Does Vince like you? Yes? All right, here, sign this contract and don't say a word.
Jesus.
Sorry. That's basically...
We gotta get away from this match. Oh man.
That's basically how they got found.
Exactly. And how other things happen. Because
okay.
Contracts. So with that said, Trish wins, retains.
Okay, I guess we're getting out of here. All right.
Yeah, we are out of here, brother.
Trish wins and retains her WWE Women's Championship. I'm not even quite sure the move that happened. We can go back and look if you want.
No. Y'all can go watch that.
So
5 minutes.
looks like there was some roll-ups into some absurd shots.
God.
Yep. Yeah,
Told you, Vince was wilding.
Vince was very much wilding.
He was wilding.
Oh wow!
Into
match. One of the worst Trish kicks I have ever seen in my life. That was pretty bad. That tells you how green Christy Hemme is, which is where I was trying to go with it before the absurdity took over. But yes, Christy Hemme is super green here. She sold the Trish kick some 15-year-old wrestling fan that's never touched a mat before. Looked pretty bad. Trish retains. End of that one. Lita failed her training journey. Whatever.
Thank God we get some wrestling mouthwash to wash out that with my guy, the Three Eyes of Wrestling, Kurt Angle versus Mr. WrestleMania, Mr. 9 Lives, Mr. I don't even know what else you can call him. Showstopper, all that fun stuff.
Showstopper, Mr. WrestleMania. I mean,
yes,
the
all
HBK,
of it.
Shawn Michaels. I mean, for those who didn't get to see the greatness of 2005 Shawn Michaels, the runs he did with Kurt Angle during this time, beautiful. I was talking to B.A. I got to witness one of these Monday Night Raws where they had a submission match on free TV. It was either submission match or an Iron Man match. I can't remember. But it was fucking amazing. And then they went on to have a 30-minute just banger of a submission match. Of a match that he happened to win by submission. But this is Graps, like, absolute. I have nothing bad to say about this by any means necessary. We're not gonna watch along to it just because that's a half an hour. But
y'all will hate us.
Oh, that would be terrible. But yeah, I need to hear some other words about this match because I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. I got bias. So BA, please talk me down from this high horse I am on this Grab spectacular.
I'm a Kurt Angle guy more than I'll ever be a Shawn guy. Kurt Angle, I'm more of a Kurt guy than a Brett guy. In all honesty, you can ask E-Ray that growing up. I was Mr. Kurt Angle. That was who I messed with, who I idolized in this thing called wrestling. I loved everything he stood for, character work, just everything. It was so good that I appreciated it before everybody else did. I feel like when it was happening right live and live in color. But yes, with that all said, I think Shawn Michaels saw it too, because that's why he signed up for this extravaganza with him, because it was like 2 matches in one essentially. Laughing because they show him putting Sherry Martel in the ankle lock. Always cracks me up.
No, him dressing up as fucking Shawn Michaels, that was one of the best parts of this feud, dude. I swear to God. Yes. And that's a famous clip that's like went around on Twitter and shit like that. Kurt Angle with Sherry Martel pretending to be Shawn Michaels and singing his music. That came from this feud. It gave you that gem. Be appreciative.
So and I don't know. So you get a lot with Kurt in general, and then this was like Kurt had already made a name for himself. Like he's had a couple different championship runs. He was the first ever Euro Continental champion, all that kind of stuff. So he's not like he's like fresh. So this is a match that I'm glad that happened, because I don't think it would have happened if Shawn was still on his Shawn stuff. I mean, you can say that with a lot of his matches that happened in the second half of his career. So this is just one I don't think gets talked about a lot when you talk about Shawn's greatest matches ever, because he's had so many great matches. Is just you can only put so many at the top. So yeah, it's Kurt shows cases why Shawn Michaels is as great as he is, and Shawn Michaels showcases how great Kurt Angle is in this match in more ways than one, and how they flip-flop styles from the technical graps to the more sports entertaining brutality of it, and then from there just pure insanity of Kurt Angle just showing how much of a madman he is to Shawn Michaels selling it. I don't think it can be told. I don't think I can speak any better about what this is. And this is one, and as I said at the beginning of the show, the matches I seeked out and watched as I was catching back up on wrestling. This was one of the matches I had to go see and make sure I knew what I saw. As far as I knew what I was missing out on, because goddamn, ridiculous.
No, I totally get that one. Oh, hold on. Long pause.
Oh, good.
But yeah, all right. Restart. My bad.
No worries. All good. We got one in the audience, by the way, again.
That is very weird.
Always weird. I already know what that is.
All right, but refresh, Kurt, Sean. All right. Not much more you can really say about that one. Again, WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels is basically an instant classic of a match, guaranteed. Really, any pay-per-view with Shawn Michaels, you're getting a classic. And then you throw Kurt Angle, which is the epitome of professional wrestling, damn near, at this point. Yep. The dude's jacked. He can work quick in the ring, aggressive. It could work anywhere on the card. Kurt Angle was a gem, which I think he actually leaves not too long after this, unfortunately, to go begin his Perk Angle run over on the Impact Zone. But Kurt Angle takes this, and after 28 minutes by submission to what I would believe is going to be the ankle lock. Am I 100% about that? I'm not, but hey.
No, it's the ankle lock.
Okay.
He finishes
it off so it is the ankle lock. You get crazy ass spots in this match. They're flying everywhere. You get a Shawn Michaels springboard and almost putting him through a damn announce table. I think there were so many Olympic slams that I just got desensitized to seeing him dropping him on his neck like that.
So many sweet chin musics in the ankle locks.
So many sweet chin music in the ankle locks, which I didn't understand. Why the fuck are you throwing Kurt Angle your fucking foot straight to his face? That's the stupidest shit ever.
To that point, though, it tells the story even better from that standpoint of Shawn Michaels lives with the kick, dies by the kick. And that's what this particular match told. I think that's the story that they were trying to tell. Because he just couldn't get away from it. He tried to wrestle Kurt Angle style. He tried to do his thing. He tried to go outside and get brutal with it. None of it worked because Kurt Angle's just that damn crazy and that damn good. So
I'm with it,
man.
I'm with it. But like we said, Angle takes the win here, and absolutely just animalistic instinct rages at the end of the match. Vein slapper is all you can say about this one.
5 vein slapper in the vein slapping dome, WrestleMania XL Trojan style.
Trojan style, exactly. Kurt's pumped about this as he walks away. What I'm not pumped about is what I have to watch next.
Oh no.
Which, but I will preference this. We said this in I think the last episode. You get Akibono versus Big Show. Now, Akibono was an actual famous sumo wrestler in Japan. And he gets a sumo match versus the Big Show, which is some of the most absurd shit you'll ever see in a WWE product. Now, we could either go straight to there, or we can talk about the Piper's Pit with Carlito and Stone Cold. What way would you like to go? Would you want to watch this sumo match, or you want to talk about a Piper's Pit?
That's tough. I would say let's talk about Piper's Pit.
All right, Piper's fucking Pit. The reason that this was so iconic at the time is a very long time. You asked me the question, why did WWE use so many legends back then? It's because they had no one else to put on the fucking card. I.e., while you're getting a Roddy Piper who can barely work, getting titles, title shots, dedicated segments, and slotted times on WrestleMania cards. Now, granted, it is Stone Cold that comes in here with them. This, not really much of substance. I get why they did it. This is for Stone Cold to, get a pop, but other than that, I don't get why they did this. Carlito comes out after a little bit, starts talking shit.
The best mouth of that generation going against the best mouths of past generations. Pause. Yeah.
I can see that. What I didn't like, I don't know if you saw this. Look how he eats this fucking apple. He eats that apple like a goddamn bohemian, like has never seen food before. It was disgusting, and I hated it. It was so nasty. And then the amount of apple he collected in his mouth and spat it on him right in his face. Like, I know Carlito did it. It was light, but this dude ate like half the apple and cumulatively shot that shit. Pause right on his face. Pause. That sounded way bad.
Yeah, that sounds wild. But I have an answer for all of your concerns here with Roddy Piper. Because this is one of those. You say this is golden era stuff that you're seeing here.
Golden era? Where?
What Piper's doing. This is who Roddy Piper was, man.
His knees got titanium, not gold. This is this is bad.
Roddy Piper was out of control during Piper's Pit back in the day. You know the Jimmy Snuka segment when he hit him over the head with the pineapple. That's a real fucking pineapple. That was shooting. That wasn't working. That was not a working pineapple.
That was a shoot pineapple.
That bitch was shooting. The Bad News Brown shit where he was dressed in half black face. What other crazy ass shit Roddy Piper would do? The way he would talk in promos and shit like that. Like, Roddy Piper was wild. That's why that's Punk's idol. That's why he's a lot of guys that like to talk. That's why he's their idol, because he was the first one that just didn't give a fuck. And that's why he never needed a title for real. And that's why he always drew heat, because he would always say, like, the title was like the reason why he held the Intercontinental Championship was the only belt he ever really held. And that was to just give it to Brett. But Roddy Piper was not here for trying to make stuff look fake to the point of why he was acting all extra with Carlito so he could spit a humongous chunk and shit in his face just because that's all he got. You said it, he ain't here to wrestle. All I got is the gimmick, and I'm about to work that gimmick to the up teeth power. I'm a heel. That's all he got. So, but that's the type of shit he would do back in the day, man. This don't shock me one bit.
It shocked me because I never got exposed to Roddy Piper before 2005. So
yeah, that's not even real Roddy Piper. When you see him like in WCW, like when we watched the stuff with him on Halloween Havoc, I think that was his match. Yeah, that's not Roddy Piper. That's some dude still trying to get a check with Hulk Hogan. That didn't count.
No,
Roddy
trust me,
Piper,
I know.
Yeah,
I know now. Let me preference that. I know now what I'm watching. But at the time, this was just a clusterfuck of what are these dudes doing?
And they didn't have the KO show or the what was Jericho's show? They didn't have his show yet.
Highlight reel they
didn't have those shows yet to get Austin on there to just get the pop. That's to your point. He's absolutely there just for the pop, but there was no popular TV show. And you got the Hulk Hogan pop right before this. At least a couple segments before this. So Roddy Piper makes sense here.
I just would have did a Carlitos Cabana. Did they launch? Have Carlitos Cabana launched at this point?
Carlitos crispy right now. Like, he's super fresh. That's why they were trying to get him over with this whole segment.
I could see that.
They tried to give him that rub.
Man, I would have loved a Carlitos Cabana with Stone Cold at WrestleMania 21. That would have been it.
Oh yeah, if he was ready for it, yeah. I think they would have rather have done that than have Roddy Piper come out here, because to your reaction to that point, like, because he's not gonna vibe, everybody ain't gonna get it.
Yeah, I feel that. I don't even know what to really do with this match.
That's why I said I can't even talk over this, because I don't want to offend Akebono and Big Show. I don't want to rag on him too bad, because Big Show, this is the type of stuff they would do with Andre the Giant though. And that's what I will speak on that. That's what this reminded me of. I was like, this is such a freak show, sideshow thing. But I was like, this is the type of shit they would do with Andre though. Like, not to this extent. I'm not gonna say a sumo wrestling match, but Andre the Giant was the gimmick. He was the attraction. And they tried to kind of, I think pay homage to that old school way of thinking of wrestling, like it's a carnival sideshow type shit. So
I guess look. I don't know sumo wrestling. I don't know the technicalities.
And I'll put money in nobody in that crowd knows sumo wrestling either.
So I don't want to sound like an ignorant fuck and like just a hater, but why are we dressing up Big Show in a sumo diaper on WrestleMania 21? Did he not have an opponent? Could you not fight anybody back there? Like, nope. Really?
They couldn't have threw him in that Money in the Bank match.
You couldn't have thrown him in a Money in the Bank, a battle royal. You could have had an Andre the Giant battle or something, man.
Yeah, featuring Akebono.
Yeah, dude, like not a sumo match. Like, who is this even for?
This is like, for Vince and his weirdness, man. You saw them texts.
It's not even like they're in Japan or anything of the sort. They're in Hollywood. They're in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, let's get weird. This is what this is.
And Vince is like, yeah, you know what? We don't have an opponent for you, but how about a sumo match? Like, like I said, how this got booked, I don't know. I can't talk about it because I'm not a sumo wrestling guy. I know Graps. I don't know sumo Graps. That's.
I don't think anybody does.
I mean, apparently, he does. This is a professional sumo wrestler that he's fighting. So, I mean,
yeah.
Hey, they transformed the ring, took off the ropes, put in the circle. They got the powder. I don't even know what's going on here. They haven't even really made contact. Again, we're not watching this alone, but. And then they're like,
man, Hogan does the same thing in his matches. Gets up and walks around, goes in, looks around again, walks around.
So this is just a Hogan match with no ropes, essentially. Okay, so we heard it here. Akebono versus Big Show is just a Hulk Hogan match with no ropes.
Essentially.
Go watch it. They say this is only a minute long on Wiki, but I refuse to believe that. Stop with that camera shot. All right.
Told you, man. This is for Vince. Yeah.
I'm changing this.
This is all for Vince. I'm telling you.
Okay. On the actual wrestling, please, because I'm done with seeing obscure angles of Big Show's ass. That shit is weird. We get what I would consider the most important match on this card. And
that's
of WrestleMania in a while. Because
like
this
moving
match
forward or in the past when you say in a while?
Both.
Wow. That's a hell of a statement.
Because you got to understand here, this is 2005. This set off a Super Cena run for the next, 10 years?
Pretty much.
10 plus years. John Cena wreaked havoc and drove away so many fans from WWE. But at the same time, brought in millions of new ones.
Yeah.
So
his gimmick was super over.
The gimmick was stupid over. It's still over. I mean, shit, you heard it at Mania when that song hit. Oh, niggas popped. Like, yeah, a Cena pop is a thing right now.
That's fair.
Like I said, one of the biggest matches and the biggest match on this card, undoubtedly. The only to be rivaled by the main event, which if Batista would have handled that run better, we might be talking about something else. But again, Cena winning his first WWE title was monumental, to say the least. Because he goes on to get cashed in by Edge, and then they go on to have one of the best rivalries in existence. And then you start getting Randy Orton involved with Cena and Edge and all this different type of shit. And then you throw in Triple H into the scene and all this different type of shit. This made a whole generation of Raw and SmackDown and main events for years. So all props to this match. You were, I think, about to tune out by the time Cena won this.
Yeah, I was watching Cena. This is where I was paying attention to Cena at this period of time. I think the year before this is when I was like really in like, man, this dude drops a fresh verse every single night he comes on TV. He's always wearing the city's throwback that he's in. I fucks with it. But then this is where it started to get. After this is where it got corny to me. Like I was ready for Cena to lose like 06 at One Night Stand. I was ready. I was through with Cena at that point in time. Which is probably what, to the point of walking away from this, it made it real easy for me to walk away from this with the Super Cena run. Because I didn't care no more. Because I was just like, there's no way they're still pushing this dude. Why are they still pushing this dude? Isn't there somebody else? Like that's how I felt watching Cena in this period of time that happens right after this. But to your point though, it's a super polarizing topic and dude. So it just tells you that he is that important in my eyes if he's that polarizing.
He was. I mean, looking back at it as a kid, you can kind of hate Cena, do your thing. Yeah, you don't like him for the product. He's beating everybody, yada, yada. But now not knowing the wrestling business, because I've never worked for a wrestling promotion a day in my life, but with the insight that I do have now, you understand why they basically franchise tagged him when they did. He was a great face of the company. He's marketable with basically everyone, kind of less towards adults, more towards a certain point. But
I think that's what happened.
Fuck the adults. It's about marketing to the kids so the adults can spend the money. That's what they wanted. That's what,
and I get it.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Redacted wanted.
Yep.
So the wrestling in the actual match maybe wasn't all that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is, an Okada and Omega match, but it was good. Great story being told. JBL is not a main eventer, in my opinion. He is best left on the mid card or losing to main eventers.
To your own point about the Piper's Pit, who else did they have back there to sell a heel to go against the formation of Super Cena?
Yeah, I guess at this time, I mean, all the good people either already had belts or are already wrestling on this card. So, I mean, Orton and Taker were already, up. Batista, Trips were already up. Eddie and Ray taken up. So, I mean, yeah, all your top talent.
Yeah.
Edge just won Money in the Bank.
Got.
Kane was in the Money in the Bank. Benoit and Jericho were in the money. So yeah, all the talent was taken up over the card. So I get that. I'm just glad they never did it to me again.
That's a fair point. They knew what was happening here. Even though JBL was a good heel, was not a bad one. Just not a great in-ring talent at this stage of his career.
Everything outside of the ring was great. Once the bell rang, that's where it became a little
Yeah, but he knew it though. He retired very shortly after this run. Like I want to say he probably wrestled for another year or two. Then he was on SmackDown commentating. He knew it. He should be happy he got this run. In all honesty.
Fucked up. Nah, I feel that.
Facts. He could have just been mid-card fodder for the rest of his career, just known as the guy
that was in the
Farouk.
Acolytes. Yeah,
exactly. The guy that was with Farouk. Oh man, that was his name, Bradshaw. That's all we would have got from Bradshaw.
Now at least we know him as JBL, the wrestling god.
Yep, and he still be an asshole and still a heel for life, man.
Oh God, yeah, he was acting like a heel tonight on the draft. That shit was hilarious. Announcing Rey Mysterio. He was like, Rey, deadbeat father, Mysterio. And I was like, you were an asshole for that.
You can't let it die.
Exactly. I'll give you that. The actual wrestling in the match is exactly what you would expect out of a 2005 John Cena match. Sports entertainment. Cena gets his ass whooped for a good amount of the match. Mounts a comeback. Hits him with the 5 moves of doom, 5 knuckle shuffle, hits him with an FU, because yes, it was called the fuck you back then, not the attitude adjustment, which is the wackest shit ever. I know it as the FU. It's the FU. Hits JBL with the FU, which another topic is one of the worst finishers in my opinion. Because it's literally just dropping a dude off of a fireman's carry, but whatever.
It looks so lazy.
It does. It doesn't look impactful at all. I don't get how that would keep someone down for a 3 in kayfabe.
I agree.
But Cena
Did he go over there because of the OVW sign?
Either the OVW sign or the Spinner United States title belt.
Yeah, one of the two.
Or maybe that's his homeboy right there. I don't know. Who knows? But Cena goes to celebrate with the crowd, just freshly winning his title, giving the fans the hug, falls into them.
Yep,
it's
iconic shot.
Iconic shot. That was a storybook moment. And then from there on, Cena goes on to beat every single one of your favorite WWE wrestlers of the time to retain his belt.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Fuck you and your favorite wrestler.
Respect. I get it. They had to strap the rocket to him like that. This is your Hogan.
Essentially.
The point of the.
Essentially.
Yeah.
After this, we have one match left. Which this story had been brewing since 2003 or 4. Something like that. This story had been brewing for a couple years at this point. This is basically the story of evolution / the downfall of the reign of terror of Triple H.
This reign of terror.
Yeah, this reign of terror. Triple H and Evolution. At first, Flair, Trips, Batista, Randy. Randy Orton had won the World Heavyweight title, I think about 6 months before this or something like that. And they turned his back on him, turning Randy Orton babyface. And that's the story of Orton. He goes on from there. Batista was slotted to have a match with JBL, which that's what Evolution was trying to do the whole time. And behind their back, they really just wanted Batista to get off of Raw and, not be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Batista hears it in a locker room one day. And that's when we get the famous segment of the thumbs down from Batista when he signs with Raw and signs his contract to have a match with Triple H at WrestleMania. Thus setting forth the main event, which is kind of weird. The World Heavyweight Championship is the main event, but I guess with Trips and Batista, hey, it is what it is. It's a Batista match. This is not gonna be, I'm sorry if that sounded rude or fucked up, but it's a Batista match, bro. You're not getting much out of this. You're getting a big entrance, lots of fireworks, spine busters, rope shaking,
Motorhead.
Lots of Motorhead live performances. You're getting Harley Race, flying knees, hella spine busters. If I didn't already say it, both of these dudes use spine busters. This is slow, methodical sports entertainment. But
now, would you rather watch this or watch the Undertaker Randy Orton match?
I will gladly take this over the Randy Orton and Undertaker match.
Got it.
Gladly take this.
Where you're at with
that.
Yeah,
no, I'll gladly take this because this was way better in the story, and both of these men are better conditioned to wrestle right now than the Undertaker. Because enough. Randy, although he's not green right now, he's not experienced enough to carry a match and make someone else look good.
Yeah, he ain't a ring general yet.
Yeah, nah, he's not one of those types. He can't make someone else look better in their style than they are. Randy just can't do that at this point in 05.
Yeah, understandably so.
But like I said, hella story here. Triple H is like the most bullshit heel, using all types of dirty tactics, accompanied by Flair at the same time.
Of course.
Not really much to say about it. This was about a 22 minute match for your main event. Of course, if you don't already know, Batista ends up winning this, which sets forth his first World Heavyweight title run. That's when you get, turtleneck Batista, $1 million worth of fireworks, the whole SmackDown entrances. Yeah, that's when you get this fire Batista. I think Trips moves on to Raw, after this and basically sets forth in Raw shenanigans. Him and Shawn Michaels get together at
the DX.
Yeah, within the next 6 months.
Nickelodeon
Yeah,
DX.
exactly. Nickelodeon DX. Yeah. We get all of that. So he knocks basically Triple H out of the main event scene directly into the mid card with the tag teams. But then Triple H and Shawn Michaels lift themselves back up into the main event with DX, which is kind of weird. Anything else to really say about this one? Because I mean, like I said, the wrestling was sports entertainment. It's slow, a lot of holds, crawling, getting your breath together, shit like that.
Yeah, man. I don't got much else to add. It's a Triple H main event and WrestleMania match with a guy that they kind of are like oil and water low-key in the ring. Like, they can get each other from A to B, but it ain't pretty.
Yikes.
It's the way I can describe it. And that's no offense. I like both of these guys. I just like them when they wrestle other people.
I can see that.
Yeah, like, they don't need to go against like big muscle bound guys don't usually do well against other big muscle bound guys. That's just kind of like the wrestling like recipe.
It's the code. It's the unwritten code. But I think the story was just too good here. You couldn't pass it up.
Why you got a bloody Triple H and all that kind of stuff? You got to sell the story.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this was
story.
Still TV 14. Blood was still good. Like all that shit.
Yeah. People paid to see this. This is pay-per-view. People paid to see this.
Oh, hell yeah. Look. Batista having this Hogan moment. Breaking out of the pedigree. Yeah, this is towards when he starts to win. But yeah, so that's basically when you knew Batista was going to win this. Delivers a back body drop out of the pedigree. Shakes the ropes like the spirit of the Ultimate Warrior, just ensued in his body. Gives him the thumbs down. Picks him up. Batista bomb. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go home.
And Triple H's reign is fucking done. Ric Flair runs over to console him. A bunch of fireworks pop off. Cue the confetti. You're going to Disney World. You know, all types of shit. Greatness for the main event of the Hollywood WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah, man. Not a bad show overall. Y'all probably think that we're downing the end of this pay-per-view. That is not the case. I think that they could have planned out the card a little better. Put in a match like Shawn and Kurt, 30-minute banger in the middle of your card does not bode well to a hot, fiery ending of your card. It's not possible. And if it is possible, you better be booking this like WrestleMania 40, man. I'm sorry, because that's the only way you're going to be able to have that kind of match there.
Exactly. And that's kind of like what a lot of people criticize about this WrestleMania is the actual wrestling content within it wasn't all that they expected. And I would have to agree at a certain point because your two main events is what they called them, your world titles. The wrestling necessarily wasn't all there because you had JBL having to get kind of a, not green John Cena, but he wasn't Cena at the time. And then, like you said, two big ass steroided muscle dudes swinging at each other, slapping meat for 21 minutes just doesn't mix well at all.
Just slow. That's all I can say, man. But slow and methodical. But there you have it. WrestleMania 21 in the books. But yeah, I think we've been alluding to what story we're trying to tell over the span of these three manias. To Wise Man's point, how meaningful certain matches on this card were, albeit not the best versions of those matches, but matches that were crucial in the next 10 years of WWE, I'd say. And then furthermore, tying those back to another pivotal WrestleMania in 17. And then between those, I'd say some other amazing ones. Also has some stinkage in between it. I think WrestleMania 20 was kind of stinky. I ain't gonna cap.
Okay, look, there's a couple gems in 20. Okay, you got Evolution versus Rock and Sock. That was a decent match.
Yeah.
Isn't that the WrestleMania where Brock Lesnar almost broke his neck? Yeah, trying to do the shooting star press. Yeah. So a lot of shittiness in between, which is why I didn't touch those.
It's understandable, and there's not a story to really tell in between those. I feel like I think that the 16 stinker or WrestleMania 2000 stinker to them hitting it out the park the next 2 to 3 years, and then kind of getting a little flat line, and then 21 on, man, is kind of where this is also, we didn't talk about it here in this episode, and then we're gonna get up out, but the themed WrestleManias, the big stages, like that's where this kind of begins, and then you get the big entrances. Those are gonna start to become more of a big deal now. So that's like the new style of Mania. This is you see a little bit of it come out here. I'd argue that it probably happens a little more as 22 and 23 get cooking, as far as the product that you see today. But yeah, this is very like kind of foundational on what we get for the next 20 years, and albeit the next 10 important in the ring, the next 20 important to the product. So
yeah,
man,
absolutely. Yeah, this affected, if you didn't have just the last 2 matches, if the last 2 matches never happened, we would be looking at a completely different landscape in the company. Like, very different. Very, very different.
I could imagine, man. Been an interesting 20 years if things would have played out differently, man. But yeah, thank y'all. This is WrestleMania season, putting a bow on it here. We got some other fun stuff coming for y'all. Like we said when we switched up the show here, as far as the name and how we going about stuff, we doing things different, y'all. We not just doing these pay-per-view watch-alongs and all that kind of stuff. We about to have some deep dives into certain wrestling arguments, barbershop talk, if you will, over certain wrestlers, certain eras, certain matches, certain moments, certain special guests to come in and help mediate between me and Wise Man, because we're gonna need somebody to keep this all fair and level-headed here.
Sounds like you're talking about a Bret Hart episode. I mean,
we might be maybe talking Bret Hart. We might talk about Big T. Might talk about Taker. I don't know. Very like this is guys that that have had those careers where a lot can be discussed within it. Not gonna be talking anything short term to say the least. So yeah, man, with that all being said, lots of fun stuff coming for y'all here soon. Wise Man, anything for the good people before we get up on out of this boy?
Nah, I ain't got shit, unfortunately. Go watch WrestleMania 21 if you've never watched it, please.
Yeah, what type of weirdo are you if you're listening to these episodes and never seen these WrestleManias? Get up and go watch these goddamn WrestleManias if you listen to us and ain't seen them. Quit being cheap. Ask your friend or something for a Peacock password or something. Like, shame on you, and go touch some grass. I don't know. This is weird to me.
You can't ask him to watch wrestling and then touch grass. That's fucked up.
That is true. That's kind of an oxymoron. But hey, that's why we here, to give y'all the constant riddles and all that fun stuff. So another episode here in the books for the B.A and Wise Man show. We will text y'all on the next one. Peace.